because it's not really opinions. They're willing to not have any opinions on anything else other than feeding narcissism, feeding this career that seems insurmountable, and they adopt these liberal sensibilities and ideologies, and they don't necessarily do it because they thought these things through. I mean, occasionally you got your Mark Ruffalo type characters really all in on a lot of things,
right?
But most of them are not.
Right.
Most of them are just nonsense people.
Do you ever notice how Hollywood just feels fake? Not movie magic fake. The kind of fake where the entire system runs on phoniness. Joe Rogan just went scorched earth on Hollywood, and let's be honest, he didn't say anything we haven't already thought. The difference is, he said it louder, clearer, and with the kind of bite that forces people to pay attention. And he's right. Hollywood loves to market itself as this open-minded, free-spirited world where creativity rules. But creativity hasn't been the priority for a long time. What matters now? Saying the right things, believing the right things. Step outside the approved script, and you're not just ignored. You're erased, blacklisted, canceled, gone. Joe nailed it when he called out the truth. Most of these celebrities aren't deeply passionate about the causes they parade around. They're not spending nights poring over philosophy books or having heated political debates at dinner. No, they're doing what insecure people in any toxic workplace do, figuring out how to survive. And in Hollywood, survival means selling out your convictions and parroting the correct lines. Sure, you've got the Mark Ruffalos of the world who really seem all in, treating these ideologies like a religion. But most, Rogan called them exactly what they are: nonsense people. People who will say anything, clap for anything, wear any pin, record any PSA, all just to make sure they don't get left behind.
And they'll say, like at the Academy Awards or at the Grammys, they'll talk about, this is what we have to do. We have to make sure that we support this and that. And
और ये सिर्फ सियासत की बात नहीं, ये कंट्रोल की बात है. वो लफ्ज़ जो हॉलीवुड में कोई चीयर के साथ बोलना नहीं चाहता. स्टूडियोज, प्रोड्यूसर्स, पावर ब्रोकर्स, वो एक्टर्स से वो स्लोगन्स रिपीट करवाने की कोशिश इसलिए नहीं कर रहे कि वो सच में केयर करते हैं. वो लॉयल्टी टेस्ट कर रहे हैं. कितना चाहते हो? क्या तुम अपने ख्यालात बेच दोगे सिर्फ इस गेम में रहने के लिए? ज्यादातर लोग हाँ कहते हैं, मस्कुरेट हुए. जो का जीना करानो वर्सेस पेड्रो पास्कल कंपैरिजन इसलिए इतना तेज लगा क्योंकि ये डबल स्टैंडर्ड खुला साफ नजर आया. दोनों ने कंट्रोवर्शियल चीज एंड बोली. दोनों ने उतराई चिंचेला. लेकिन किसको सजा मिली? Gina, cancelled, humiliated, career ruined. Pascal, safe क्योंकि वो सही ideological side पर था, ये कोई गलती नहीं. ये सिस्टम अपनी मर्जी से काम कर रहा है. Fairness नहीं, control. एक रिमाइंडर हर किसी के लिए, जो रूल बुक लिखी गई है, उसको कौन चलाता है?
the people that think outside of the norm say it in like whispered, hushed tones. There's a certain ideology that's attached to that city, and it's not logical. It's a kooky, wacky, completely insulated left-wing view of the world, and they enforce it with an iron fist. And if you're not on that team, you don't get booked for things. You don't get picked for things. If you're someone who has conservative leanings, or you talk about, there's projects you're...
Now, let's hit pause for a second. Doesn't this sound familiar? Doesn't it sound exactly like high school? Think about it. The cool kids table. Laugh at the wrong joke, wear the wrong shirt, sit with the wrong crowd, you're done. Exiled. And Hollywood? It's just high school with Botox and private jets. Same cliques, same drama, same petty rules, only difference. Now the stakes are in the billions. But here's where it gets really wild. Even the insiders, the so-called cool kids who've already made it, aren't safe. They're terrified. Joe said it himself. Most of them whisper their real thoughts in private, never daring to say them out loud. Why? Because one slip, one wrong tweet, one unguarded sentence in an interview, and their career is over. Imagine living like that, constantly looking over your shoulder, editing yourself every second, second-guessing every word that comes out of your mouth. That's not freedom. That's not creativity. That's not art. That's a prison. And here's the kicker. Hollywood isn't just controlling its own actors. It's shaping us, our culture, our conversations, the way regular people think and talk. And that's what makes it dangerous.
Desperately trying to do. The last thing they want to do is do something and talk about something that's going to politically get them at odds with the people that run the studios. So no one does. Everybody just follows the same sort of wacky ideology that these people take from the universities, They go straight into working as a PA.
Politicians figured this game out a long time ago. That's why every election season you see Hollywood stars lining up to film the most cringe-worthy campaign ads imaginable. Remember that Imagine video during the pandemic? A bunch of celebrities singing John Lennon like they were saving the world. That wasn't activism. That wasn't solidarity. That was a tone-deaf, narcissistic garbage parade. But Hollywood thought it was inspiring. They always do. Here's the problem for them. It doesn't work anymore. The public is waking up. Joe's right. People aren't blindly taking political advice from pampered millionaires who live behind gates, fly private, and have no idea what the average person goes through. The spell is breaking. The machine is cracking.
So that Imagine video where they all sang
that was
like,
perfect.
So
I'm like, who asked for this?
Perfect.
We never asked you for this.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Once upon a time, if your favorite movie star told you who to vote for, millions of people actually listened. Today, people roll their eyes. They see the hypocrisy. They see millionaire celebrities lecturing about inequality while dripping in designer outfits and jetting off on private planes. That disconnect. It's killing Hollywood's credibility. And that's where Joe's best point lands. Hollywood isn't even about movies anymore. It's not about storytelling, art, or creativity. It's about obedience. It's about manufacturing conformity. You want to be a star? You better play the game, say the right lines, clap at the right causes. Keep your real opinions locked up tight, because the second you step off script, the machine spits you out.
Our mindset of that part of the country is doing things that you think other people will like.
Right.
Imagine a
that's so
hellscape of a
corrosive.
world where everyone in one business, everyone is liberal.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Right.
How is it possible when the country is basically divided 50-50? It's not possible.
You better clap at the right time, wear the right ribbon, cry at the right moment during your acceptance speech, and God forbid you say something even slightly off script. That's why the Oscars, once a true celebration of cinema, now feel like a political convention with a few movie clips sprinkled in. And let's be honest, you know it's true. The speeches aren't about films anymore. They're campaign ads, propaganda, loyalty pledges to the approved ideology, and the audience has figured it out. Ratings for these shows keep tanking, year after year. Why? Because nobody wants to be lectured by pampered millionaires. People don't tune in for morality sermons. They tune in for movies. But Hollywood doesn't seem to care. They'd rather double down on signaling than entertain. But here's where it gets darker. Behind the glitz, behind the designer gowns and red carpets, Hollywood is a power game, and power games in that town get ugly fast. Actors desperate for a break walk into rooms where all the power is on the other side of the table. The executives, the producers, the gatekeepers, they know it. They thrive on it. And that imbalance, that desperation, is exactly what leads to exploitation.
Would if they have an acting dream. That's the big reason why, right? That's like probably the number one. The way this system works is you go there and then you go into a room like this one. So like maybe we could be the casting directors and someone would come in and you go, hey, Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you move from? And there's like a smugness to it and a weirdness to it because they have power over you.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'm from New Jersey, but, been acting. I did a bunch of plays and blah, blah, blah. And I'm out here trying it out. Okay, Mark. Well, you're going to read for the role of...
We've all seen the stories leak out, the scandals, the casting couch nightmares, the humiliation actors are forced to endure just to get a shot at making it. And that's only the stuff we hear about. Imagine what hasn't come out yet. Imagine the secrets buried under airtight NDAs and multi-million-dollar settlements. It's no wonder so many actors end up broken, traumatized, addicted, or worse. Hollywood chews people up, spits them out, and then has the audacity to pat itself on the back and call itself progressive. Joe nailed it. It's not a dream factory, it's a machine. And that machine doesn't exist to make art anymore. It exists to make propaganda.
PA will read off a thing. Well, Ted, I don't even know if we can do this, man. It just seems like it's all wrong. You're like, come on, man. We can do it. And so you're in this. I've done this so many times. You're in this like completely non-natural environment. It's usually a conference room in a production office. And you're in this non-natural environment with these smug people that have this massive amount of power over you.
And that's the saddest part. It's not just actors anymore. Social media turned the hunger for fame into an open competition. TikTokers, wannabe reality stars, Instagram models. Millions of people clawing for their 15 seconds of relevance. And the rules are the same. The more humiliating, the more degrading, the better. Hollywood used to export movies. Now it exports a culture of desperation. A culture where worth is measured in clicks, followers, and how loudly you parrot the script. And here's the kicker. Most of these influencers aren't even chasing art, or ideas, or creativity. They're chasing validation. They're chasing approval from the same system that would chew them up without a second thought. That's why Rogan's rant hit like a gut punch. Because he wasn't just talking about Hollywood anymore. He was holding up a mirror. This isn't just their problem, it's creeping into our lives.
So you get this like overwhelming anxiety that fills the city.
Yeah.
And then now you have TikTokers and influencers and all these people that are just trying to do anything to get famous.
Yeah.
And that the reality stars and all that started it all off. And the Real Housewives and all that wacky. That's a storm of anxiety. And just a
absolutely.
hurricane of confusion and Zoloft and fucking and everyone's losing their mind and everyone's in therapy and everyone's nuts and everyone's trans.
Joe Rogan called Hollywood nonsense people, and he's right. They built an empire on illusion, on pretending to be deeper, smarter, and more righteous than the rest of us. But the mask is slipping. The audience isn't hypnotized anymore. We see the hypocrisy. We see the double standards. And most importantly, we don't need them. People don't